Hello guys. So probably if you are right now like in DTC, Twitter, etc., you are seeing this everywhere that you need a lot of creatives to scale your campaigns and be successful with Facebook and in general grow your brand, right? So today I want to talk a little bit more about like high velocity creative scaling framework behind 300 million sales. And in general, like I will try to answer the question, how do you increase that number of creatives you're pushing without overworking your team or needing to hire another 5 editors in your team, etc. At the same time, I want to touch a little bit on the subject of like hook rate, thumb stop rate, and whatever is actually important and legit data. Because in a lot of our testing, and boy, we tested over 30,000 unique creatives over 6 years, we haven't found a lot of correlation between high performance and these numbers. Yes, they are important, but later on I will talk a bit why a lot of people are getting tricked by this. So first of all, who I am, right? So I'm one of the co-founders in Atkins Agency, premium e-commerce, Facebook ads, and growth agency for DTC brands. We have done over 300 million sales, worked with a lot of like super famous brands like Squatty Potty, Rhino USA, etc. And even recently we have scaled our own in-house brand from $0 to 1.3 million a month in 12 months. So without further ado, let's jump a little bit into like high volume content production. How does it actually work, right? Because the scale comes from like hundreds of ads each month. It's very easy to say for me, that hey, you need this, right? But the reality is, how do you get up to speed here? And what we are doing for our clients at stage one, what we are focusing is just test at speed and velocity. The whole idea is to dish out as many concepts as possible using AI to generate customer avatars, details, etc. And out of this, then see. But the whole idea here at stage one, a lot of people are focusing on the smallest audience. It means people who are problem aware and who are solution aware. This means it's only about 2% of total market that you're having for actual product. Some of advertisers are lucky and they get into problem aware stage. This means we start testing like broader angles, etc. You're usually getting extra 6% of total audience here, but you really scale campaigns to like 100K daily spends, etc. I've seen the only one solution is getting level 3 audiences. This means people who are not aware of a problem and educating them well enough to be aware of this. So let's talk a little bit about examples, right? So like, let's say we take anti-acne cosmetics as a solution, right? And the product that we're pushing. So level 1, people who have acne and no solutions, maybe you're looking for a new alternative. This means when you're just starting with a new business, you want to be targeting this. This means what you do, you create hooks about acne solutions. How I finally beat my acne, what helped me, etc. This is like directly tier 1 audience, etc. Now, as you're scaling and finding some traction in level 1 audiences, you want to get into level 2 targeting. And here, whereas people who are aware of problem, maybe we don't have a problem yet, but we know we're in risk category. They are like basically, in prone to that, right? And we're afraid of getting into that. So here it would be people who have acne or might know they could have acne in future or they are prone to this. Maybe you have tested some products, etc. This means you switch your hooks around acne prevention. So 5 tips to prevent acne, my secret routine to live worry-free from acne, etc. You still mention the subject line, acne, right? Because that's what you're selling fundamentally. This is level 2 audience. With this, usually you're able to scale immediately a lot higher, further, and broader in general. Now, where the real magic is level 3 audiences. I'm just in love with them, right? Because if you do this correctly, your scale is basically infinite. Like you can easily like push out 8 to 10 times bigger scale with Facebook ads if you're knowing what you're doing at this level. And the whole idea is to target people who don't have acne in this case and doesn't even know about problem. But what you do, you create emotional transformational stories around angles that are very broad and at the same time very impactful. For example, I wish I did this earlier. That's literally a hook for a specific, video ad. And in this, video ad, you put like some sort of influencer in there and we tell their first-hand story that, hey, I did, for example, use my skincare, etc. and everything was good. And then suddenly, I got acne. And I didn't know I could get acne. And when you explain why you're getting acne, and I didn't know that I needed to do specific routine or specific preventative measures, and that actually 90% of women are actually susceptible to that issue if they're not doing specific things. So what you do, you take almost like a mini VSL That is, I'm to create emotional connection with people, show the transformation. And in this case, I guess, the main angle is pain, because acne is sold very, very well through pain angle. At the same time, you could use very good, aspirational angles. Let's say you're selling furniture, etc. And what you do, you tell stories so people would transform their lives, etc. by changing, some of the furniture sets in the living room. Maybe, it help them to overcome their, back pain or something else, which is very interesting. But at the same time, like exactly these transformational stories that are relevant to a lot of people out there, and then connecting this transformational story to problem, and this problem to your solution is what's going to enable you to scale really broad. But that's basically, just level ones, right? Stage one of in general, how you should be thinking about creatives, etc. As you're getting better and scaling bigger, you get more and more into this level of free category. But let's say you find the winning creative, right? And here, the whole idea is you find the winners and you take the winners and create a lot of extra variations. And I think a lot of people overthink here, and what we try to do, we try to find winners after winners after winners when we're trying to scale. And they get stuck in the stage one of process. Maybe we try different hooks, we try different levels, but we never really go down on the things that are actually working and, bringing good raw sales, etc. And for us, we found even creating like 40 variations, 50, and in some cases we even done like 100 variations per single winner was working really well. So what we are doing, usually we're taking the winners and we take that winner and we add 20 new hooks to it. 10 of them are usually the footage changes with already working text hook or wording hook, etc. And 10 of them are the new text changes with already working video hook. And then we see, what's working in general. Now we see what's working. Out of this, usually we have another 2 to 3 winners. This means we took one singular winner, we already, extended his lifetime by at least 3 to 4 times. That's very easy to tweak. Now what we do, we take a new footage and text winners from stage 2.1 and do 10 variations each. So once again, out of these, we maybe found like 3-4 winners. Out of these, we do another 10 variations. Maybe we try to recreate the concepts, etc. But now, everybody is stopping. Even like a lot of good brands do stop at this point. And I saw stage 3 once again being done only by brands who are like spending at least 30, 50K a day on Facebook ads. It's taking the same concept that are working here, and you see that they're working in extra hooks, variations, etc. It's like a massive, massive performer there. And what you do, you replicate them across the races, ages, genders, etc. The same message, same script, same everything. You just take a different looking woman, for example, for acne solution. You take younger, middle-aged, you take Hispanic, you take Latino, you take American, you take Eastern European. And the trick is each and every race, age, gender is going to resonate with different audience, and it's going to unlock a little bit different subsegments of this. And what you do, right, you once again look what's working, you create more variations. Out of this, you create more hooks, variants, footage changes, text changes, and you repeat the same engine. And the whole idea here is, you got one winner. Out of this, you're easily able to create like 100, 200 ads. That's all what you need, because if you're just testing in stage 1, we have found about 2 to 5% success rate. Then you're doing high volume testing. And this is, by the way, another thing, because we're like a lot of like database in our agency. We're tracking a lot of metrics behind things. And we did a lot of research in thumb stop metrics, hook rates and all the other mumbo that right now is super popular on DTC Twitter. And my final verdict, that there was like not a lot of basically correlation between what these things are being shown versus performance that we're seeing, as in, is it ad going to work? I think a lot of people, what we do, they overthink. We try to get into so much data that we forget the speed. And in stage 1, all that you need is to be running like high velocity testing, creative after creative after creative that you need to be pushing out. And that's the whole idea. And now when you find the ones that are working, now the data starts mattering, because you can start taking learning points. Why this one is working? Like why this variation of it is working, why this variation of it is not working. Now, when you're like figuring out like actual heavy winners, now it kind of makes sense to, kind of, so to say, split them out into parts and just look into things, etc. So yeah, this is basically the framework we are doing for our clients at Atkins Studios, etc. So yeah,